Yo, what up, world? I got something to say. I'm your host, Pastor B, and we here spitting that truth. And as always, the question is, can you handle it? We here, let the takeover commence. God is good, God is great. You ready? Let's talk about it. How y'all doing out there? Hopefully that this video finds y'all in good spirits. And I want to give a shout out to my kings. I want to say happy birthday to my number one, my oldest son, Najrel Beecham, 22. Today, God bless him. Thank God for him. Been with me 22 years. I appreciate him for everything. My other kings, Nasir, Christian, Izzy, Kai, Juby, Uncle Jeffrey. They all my kings. My boys, my guys. People I go to war with. My podcast crush, Shira Renee. Shout out to her. Shout out to moms and everybody else, you know what I'm saying, that support this podcast. All my friends on Facebook, everywhere. All those that have sent your comments and your views. Like, subscribe, and share this podcast. This podcast is not meant for any monetary gain. This is a podcast that's straight for the mental and the spiritual and the soul of man. And then we're going to have some fun too as well. Too many people uptight, too many people just not loose because I was a pastor. Yeah, okay. But like Todd Tribbett said, the church is whack. Everybody mad at him saying that the church is whack. But there's some reason then behind that. But that's going to be on another episode. This episode, we talking about relationships. You know what I'm saying? In a relationship, there's some things we're scared to talk about, things that we're scared to say because we don't want to hurt the other person. But everybody got turn-offs. Everybody got things that turn them on. And I want to talk about 10 turn-offs and 10 turn-ons that can bring a relationship down or add to a relationship. First, let's talk about the turn-offs. One thing that could be a turn-off in a relationship is insecurity. If you're not secure in who you are to that person is showing you, loving you, being everything they need to be to you, telling you how they feel about you. Baby, I love you. You're everything to me. And showing it at the same time. There's no need for you to feel insecure. If a person is doing everything in their power to help you feel secure. It's a turn-off when you choose to feel insecure when security is all around you. Come on. Embrace what this person, if this person is right, if you believe and you trust in this person. Not that you got to find security in them, but you can find security in what's being done and what's being said will cause you to find security in that person. Insecurity, unless a person is making you feel insecure, insecurity can be a turnoff. The second one is a big one. People gonna look at me as, what you talking about, Pastor? One of the biggest turnoffs in dating, any marriage, and any type of romantic relationship is your phone. The phone has taken the place of communication. We used to sit across from each other at dinner and talk back in the days when we dated. Now if you go to a restaurant, I want y'all to take a synopsis. You go into the restaurant, everybody's on their phone. You riding the bus, Everybody's on their phone. And in that phone, and what I learned, in quite a few, and maybe mostly all of my relationship, that the phone is a world. That's why people put security locks on their phone. That's why people are so secretive with their phone. That's why people walk around. And I've never met so many females that their phone don't never ring, but they talk to everybody because they hiding something. Or a dude's phone that he got different pictures, so even if you pick up his phone, he'll put his boy name on there, and he know you're not going to answer the phone. So you'll see Marcus called for you. That ain't Marcus. He made it Marcus. The phone could be detrimental. The phone has been detrimental. The phone is horrible nowadays when it comes to relationships, because it stops communication, talking, intimacy, being intimate, having intelligent conversation. You can express yourself to me one-on-one, but you can send me an email. You could go on my DMs. You could tweet me. I don't know what none of that means, but this is what they doing nowadays. Instead of calling me up and we just go out and talk one-on-one, the phone has taken the place of communication. That's a turn-off. Number 3, you always talking about your ex. That's aggravating. Don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to understand that. And don't nobody want to have to deal with that. Because at the end of the day, they're ex for a reason. At the end of the day, they should stay an ex. And they need to excommunicate themselves from our conversation unless we both are talking about your ex. Talking about your ex can make your mate feel insecure. Because especially if you're talking about the good times this, the good times that. I remember this, or she was this, or she was that. She was this, she was that. She was this, and we went here, we went there. And you ain't never did that with your wife? You ain't never said that about your wife? Or when we was together, this and that and that. That and this and that and that. That can make a person feel insecure. I've dealt with that. Where everything was about what was and what was and what was and what was, and he this and he that, he this and he that, he this and he that. Okay. Then you should have stayed with him. If why is he an ex if he's the topic of conversation and you in a new relationship? Why is she the topic of conversation? Unless we bring it up together and are comfortable talking about it. I don't have that issue. I don't have a problem with it because my wife, she was married before me, and her ex-husband, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? Courtney, rest in peace, my brother. But he was cool. He was cool with me. Me and him was cool. And her oldest son, that's one of my boys. He's cool. He's cool. So I didn't really have that issue. You know what I'm saying? And even with my kid's mom, my wife and her are cool. So when we do talk about them or bring up something, or we discuss relationships and we use them as examples, we don't really, I don't know if she has a problem, but she has never shown. So sometimes it's okay if you and that person have a rapport like that. But if not, that can be detrimental to your relationship. Number 4, cheating. What you with me for if you want to be with somebody else? Go be with somebody else. Don't play with me like that. And that should be the mindset of everybody. This is not a game. This is somebody's heart. This is somebody's emotions. This is somebody's feelings. Why are you doing that? Cheating. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. Shout out to Fantasia Barrino. Be out. You ain't got to cheat on me. Because you holding on to what you know is good. You holding on to what you know is reliable. But then when you get caught, you scrambling. Nobody wants to be with a cheater. Because you're not committed. I don't want to be committed to somebody that's not committed to me. And that's fine if you're not committed to me. Just don't commit to me if you're not going to commit to me. That was a tongue twister. That's why you have a rewind button. But don't do it. Because cheaters never win. And winners never cheat. Okay? Next one. Liars. You tell one lie, you got to tell another. Liars, it's deceitful. It's just wrong. The truth always prevails. The truth might hurt sometimes, but it also heals. A liar is, to me, is like one of the it's in the top 3 turn-offs in a relationship. Number 6, disrespect. We got to learn how to respect one another to understand that we both have a voice in this relationship, and that just because I'm the man doesn't mean my voice is more powerful than yours. You have a voice. Speak your mind. You tell me how you feel. I made the mistake of being a bully and wanting my voice to be heard more so. And the voice of my wife was never really felt comfortable to express herself. And I learned in this separation that, now I want her to talk. Like, come on. If you won, and it's one, because it's 2 people, but it's one conversation. Huh? It's 2 people, one conversation. That means in that conversation, each person gets the voice, especially when you're married. And if you're not married, that's what you call conversing. You talk, they talk. That's how arguments start, when people start over-talking one another. Respect. You got to have respect for one another. Number 7, manipulation. I don't like when people manipulate me. Using the magic box. Or using the fact that you know that I like you to get what you want from me. Or I'm using what you like to get what I want from you. And then the relation becomes transactional. Relationship. Manipulation, using the child. People do that all the time. Using something emotional that I can't say no to, or you can't say no to me in this area, so I'm going to use that to manipulate to get what I want. Manipulation is a turn off, and it can destroy a relationship. Number 8, being mean. Just being mean. It just won't be nice. Like, dang, like a person is opening up and giving their heart to you, and you just mean. It ain't right. I used to be that way. I used to be like that. It's not good, because then you'll find yourself alone. You'll find yourself twiddling your thumbs, trying to figure out what happened, where everybody go. They got away from you. You mean. Number 9, being secretive. Got your little secrets or whatever. Everybody in the world know but the one you with. And he's the butt of the jokes, or she the butt of the jokes. Everybody know you feel a certain way about her, but she don't know. And then she find out. Then your relationship is destroyed. Being secretive could be a turn off. And number 10, third parties. People need to mind their business. I'm not with you, her and her. she's not with her, him, and him, third parties need to mind their business and stay out of it. And we that are in it need to stop talking to third parties. Well, I didn't have anybody to talk to. Then you talk to God and to ask him how to, God, please open up the door, touch my husband or touch my wife's heart, that I can have an audience with them, that I will be able to talk to them. Because if I bring a third party in, and especially if they single, you going to be single. You going to be twiddling your thumbs. You going to be saying, what happened? Dang, I should have never walked away. Dang, I should have never gave up. Dang, I know it wasn't everything I wanted it to be, but I wouldn't be struggling if I would have just talked, if I would have just respected, if I would have just been secure, if I would have just not talked about my ex so much, if I would have just not been mean, if I would have just kept everybody out of my business, I might still be with my wife, or I might still be with my husband. Now, we're going to go through this real quick. Those are the 10 turn-offs. 10 turn-ons. If a person, number one, we got shared interests and values. If we value family, we value life, we got the shared interests, we love, me and my wife, we were R&B babies. We came together through the love of R&B music. 90s to be exact. And we had the same values. She wanted a family. Always wanted a big family. Always wanted to do this. Always wanted to do that. We had the same mindset. But it doesn't mean nothing if you can't apply it. And that's where I felt at. As much as I wanted to be like my grandfather, much as I wanted to do what he did, I couldn't do it because I didn't have enough smarts to understand that there are certain spaces in my life where even though I'm married, I still need to be healed. I still need to talk to somebody. I still need to get over these things because they're going to come back and they're going to bite me and bite my marriage in the behind, and my wife might not even have anything to do about it. And now I'm on the outside looking in because I didn't address the things that were going on in me. But we had shared interests and we had the same values. Number two, we had humor and wit. What? If you watch my wife on TikTok, she did something the other day. I ain't gonna say what it is. And she could not hold herself because she is hilarious. Her and my son together, they play too much. They play too much. They like Bernie Mac and Monique. They play too much. Play too much. But it's good because humor, I used to get mad a lot. And her and Najarel used to just do stuff to make me laugh. Humor and wit is a turn on. Emotional intelligence. Everything ain't over the top to the point where it has to turn into an argument. Everything ain't over the top to where you got to go call your mother or go call your best friend. Everything emotional intelligence. Some stuff emotionally, let me talk to me, you need to just shut up and listen to her. She need to just be quiet and listen to you. Emotional intelligence, because if you're an emotional dummy, then you're going to be arguing over the stupidest things. But emotional intelligence, to know how to flow in a relationship, is a turn on. Number 4, appreciation and validation. That's all I ever wanted in my marriage. Just to be appreciated. And for appreciation, it comes along with validating. I know one time we was in the car. I don't know if she want me to tell you. And this doesn't happen very often, so it really kind of made me feel good. She said, "You know what?" I said, "What?" She said, "You're a very nice looking man." Me? I mean, but to have it validated, And for her to appreciate when she doesn't really say, she says you look nice, you look handsome, or so, but to just say that, these are the things that are missing. You know what I'm saying? Appreciation. Thank you for everything. Thank you for taking me here. Thank you for taking me there. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for taking care of me when I was sick. Thank you for going to work every day, making sure we good. Thank you. Thank you for cooking dinner. Thank you for cleaning up. Thank you for just making me a part of your life. Thank you for the space available that you created for me and me alone. I appreciate you. Now I validate you and tell the world how much I love you. Validate you. Put that ring on it. Validate you and marry you. But the thing is, once you validate, you have to continue to validate. You have to continue to show appreciation. You have to continue to have human wit. You got to continue to keep the shared interests and values that you guys have at the forefront. Shared interest is God. Value is God. And if you value God together, then there's no way you can fail. There's no way that it can be over. There's no way that you could fail, because at the end of the day, God got everything under control. Okay. Number five, quality time. Quality time doesn't always mean going to a restaurant, spending money. Quality time would be just spending time together and understanding the moment that I'm with the one I love. This is dope. Well, me and my wife used to do Uber Eats. That was our quality time. When we did Uber Eats, I was able to go with her, and we would play our R&B, and we would go all over the place. Those were the times that was dope. Dope times, like the times when we were dating and we didn't have much, but we would do creative things together, and I would call them events. This is quality time. Quality time is usually the stuff that you can bring back up later and smile about it. How about that? Number 6, trust and loyalty. Trust and loyalty. You can't have trust without loyalty. When you prove yourself to somebody, you show yourself who you are, the genuine article, they ain't got no choice but to trust you, because you are who you say you are. I'm not him, I'm me. I'm not them, I'm me. And when you look at me, that's what you gonna see. Trust and loyalty. Number 7, intimacy and affection. Everybody think, oh, that's sex. Ooh, naked. No. Intimacy doesn't always have to lead to the bedroom. Intimacy could be intellectually. It could be mentally. We could stimulate one another. Intimacy, we could be just sitting in the house like me and my wife used to do, just watching our shows, chilling. That's intimacy. You know what I'm saying? And affection. Affection. Showing somebody you love them, that you care about them. Number 8, playfulness and lightheartedness. Too many people, stuffed shirt, attitude, he. I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm depressed. Come on, man. It's time. We ain't got, life is too short. Let's have some fun. Let's play around. Let's be a little lighthearted with one another. The best times is when me and my wife is laughing at somebody, or laughing at something, or her and Najee acting crazy. That's a turn on. Intellectual compatibility. I need somebody that when we talk, we can get to it on the same page. Nobody wants to be with somebody that can't hang with them intellectually. If you get in there, throw your stuff in there, your stuff mixed with mine, and it turns out to be a great recipe for a conversation, that's a straight turn on. And last but not least, vulnerability. We got to be vulnerable enough to die to one another, for one another, so that Christ can live through one another, and he can show us how to love, show us how to have agape love. So that's my episode. This is episode 4. And thank you guys. Like, subscribe, and share. You know what I'm saying? As we go into our next episode, we ask that the prayers of God be with you and that you be safe, love God, and do what you need to do to survive. Be who he called you to be. And use these tools, because I'm using them. And until we meet again, we out.